If there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that you should know your tinnitus will get better over time. If you or a loved one has recently developed tinnitus, make sure to stay to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you everything you need to expect and I'll give you some tips on how to beat tinnitus. Hey everyone watching this video, my name is Grayson and on March 7th, 2022, I woke up and I had tinnitus. My life's been a bit different since then, so I'd like to just tell you briefly my story with tinnitus, and then I'm going to give you some tips on how you can beat your tinnitus. Just a brief disclaimer, there is no cure for tinnitus, so anyone offering you a quick cure or something that you can take like a pill or a product, they're just trying to sell you a lie. There is no cure for tinnitus. There are some ways to treat symptoms of tinnitus and cure those, which may result in your tinnitus going away, but directly fighting tinnitus, there is no cure. However, as a positive, there are tons of things that we can do to control our tinnitus, make it lower, and basically remove it entirely from our lives. Obviously, none of this is medical advice. Please consult your doctor before you do anything. I'm just telling you my story and what's worked for me personally. So March 7th, 2022, Monday morning, I woke up and I had ringing in my left ear. Only my left ear. This went on for about 3 days before I decided to see a doctor. I went to the emergency room at a hospital in Canada. I saw a doctor. They checked my ears, they did a couple balance tests, and basically all they told me was to wait about 6 months and hope it goes away. This wasn't really helpful. I probably should have been a better advocate for myself, but I basically went home and just tried to deal with it. About a week later, my second ear popped, so now I had 2 different frequencies going in both my ears, and this made things a lot more stressful. Because it got worse, I went to see an audiologist who did a hearing test on me. I have great hearing, so it definitely wasn't caused by hearing loss for me. And they basically told me that it will go away over time. They were kind of telling me the same thing the doctor was telling me, and that I really just need to wait. A week after going to see that audiologist, my left ear popped again at a different frequency. So now I had 2 different frequencies in my left ear and 1 in my right ear. Up to this point, I guess I should say pretty much every day I had a massive migraine headache. I was having problems sleeping. I couldn't function during the day. I couldn't work. I barely wanted to get out of bed and brush my teeth. So it was definitely a huge struggle for me. It was at this point I knew no doctor was really going to help me and that I would need to find cures on my own or things that would help improve my symptoms day to day so I could actually function. So I did what a lot of you are doing right now, getting on YouTube, watching some videos, and learning what I can. My first tip, and the first thing I realized, is I needed to accept that tinnitus is part of who I am now. This may be difficult at first, considering that tinnitus is very loud, it's stressing you out, it's probably giving you headaches, it's probably causing you problems with sleep. But once you realize that tinnitus isn't going to hurt you, that's when you can start to heal. When you initially get tinnitus, your central nervous system is on high alert. And the goal is to kind of slowly over time teach your body that it's okay, it's not an intrusive sound, it's not dangerous, it's not going to hurt me. And with that, it's going to slowly defocus it from your mind. That process of the sound being defocused from your conscious is called habituation. And it's what pretty much everyone who has tinnitus goes through at some point. Now this can take up to 18 months, although for a lot of people it happens way faster than that. But the idea is that over time, your conscious just realizes that the sound of tinnitus isn't super important, it gets defocused, and you'll go through your day without even thinking about it. Now with that said, there are other things that we should be doing in the meantime while habituation takes place. One of my recommendations is to sleep more. And I know for a lot of you that's probably quite difficult right now because of your tinnitus, but I have some recommendations. First, white noise is your best friend. When I first got tinnitus, and up until about a month ago, I used white noise every single night to fall asleep. If I remember, I'll try and leave a link in the description of the track I use. It's on YouTube, it's 10 hours long, and I would just play it while I slept. There are tons of different white noise sounds. There's the one I use, there's rain, there's wind, the sound of a fan. Basically, just try and find one that works for you and helps you sleep better. Another thing that can help you sleep, especially if you're a side sleeper, is using speakers inside your pillow or getting earbuds. I'm personally a side and stomach sleeper, so what happens is my ear goes straight against the pillow. There's no sound coming into your ear because the pillow is blocking sound from entering. So what this does is it amplifies the tinnitus and can actually make it harder to sleep. So obviously the easiest solution to this is just to learn to sleep on your back. That way your ears won't be pushed into a pillow and they'll be aiming outwards. But like I just referred to, you could also get speakers put into your pillows. I also tried a pillow that had a hole cut in the middle. That way I could sleep on my side and have my ear not pressed against a pillow. The problem with this was the pillow I used was too small for my head, but if you could find one that's a decent size, this could be a viable option. Another tip I recommend is working out more and improving your diet. For a lot of people, too much sugar, alcohol, or even smoking can make their tinnitus worse, and cutting these out can help reduce the sound of your tinnitus and improve your quality of life. Also, try and experiment with different supplements. I tried out magnesium because a couple people recommended it to me, and I found that it definitely did help a tiny bit. I'm not saying this is going to work for you, but it's worth trying. There are also other supplements that people have recommended that maybe you should check out as well. You can also try and experiment with types of non-traditional medicine such as gua sha or acupuncture. I say this because one of the best things that happened for me and one of the things that helped me the most to reduce the sound of my tinnitus on a day-to-day basis, at least in the beginning, was get head massages. The act of someone just rubbing your head and massaging your neck and ears is really relaxing, and for me personally, it helped reduce my tinnitus sound to pretty much zero during the time that I was getting a massage. If you have a partner or a family member that could give you one every night, maybe just say something to them or ask them, hey, can you give me a massage for 5 minutes? Definitely worth a try. Finally, my last suggestion for you is just to stay positive and remember that your tinnitus will get better. If there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that you should know your tinnitus will get better over time. I promise. Habituation will happen. It may take some time for some people, but when you look at different studies, it's quite overwhelming. Like over 98% of people end up habituating to their tinnitus. So the odds are that with just a little bit of positivity and doing some other things as well, your tinnitus is going to get so much better. There were days at the beginning of my tinnitus where I was lying on my bed, just covering my ears, crying, saying things like, if my tinnitus didn't improve, I would want to end my life. And I just want to say, don't take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Your tinnitus may seem like the most difficult thing you've ever faced in your life, but it will get better, a lot better. It's crazy for me to even think that 3 months ago, I was in that position where I didn't even want to live anymore, to now where I'm pretty much living a normal life again. And that's not to brag, I'm just saying that you're going to go through probably a very similar process where at the beginning it's quite a struggle, but over time it's going to get a lot better. That being said, if you're struggling and you need someone to talk to, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram or reach out in the comments down below, and I'll try and give you as much help as I can. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Good luck in your tinnitus journey, and remember, you will get through this.